Hi there Year 9s, welcome to another video. In this video we are going to learn prime factorisation. So please write down classwork, prime factorisation, and today's date, the 15th of April 2013 even. And this is what we're going to learn today. We're going to learn the first 10 prime numbers, recall them and see if we can remember them, and then we're going to write any number as a product of prime numbers. Okay, to start with, let's obviously talk about what a prime number is. So, write this down, have a think for a second, see if you can remember what a prime number is. And this is what it turns out to be. A prime number is a whole number that has only two distinct factors, one in itself. And that means it can only be divided exactly by the numbers 1 and itself. Now, if that doesn't make sense to you, we're going to write some examples down here, so this might help you understand it. Now, firstly, let's start with, let's say, number 2. Number 2 only has two factors. The numbers that go into 2 are 2 and 1, so that is certainly a prime number. 3 is a similar number. The only whole numbers that go into 3 are 1 and 3, so 3 is a prime number. However, 4 is not a prime number because 1 and 4 go into 4, but also 2 does. 2 times 2 is 4, so 4 is not a prime number. 5, again, is a prime number. The only numbers that divide into 5 are 1 and 5. 6, what's 6? Well, 6 isn't because 6, although 1 and 6 go into it, so do 2 and 3. 7's a prime number, only 1 and 7 go into it. 8 isn't, because 1, 2, 4 and 8 go in. 9 isn't, because 1, 9, 3 go in. 10 isn't, and 11 is, 12 isn't, 13 is, 14 clearly isn't, 15 isn't because 5 and 3 go into it, 16 isn't, 17 is a prime number, 18 isn't, 19 is, and how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll keep going for a few more. 20 isn't, 21 isn't, 22 isn't, 23 is prime, 24 isn't, 25 isn't, 26 isn't, 27 isn't because it's 9 times 3, 28 isn't, but 29 is, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so these are our first 10 prime numbers, and these are non-primes. One to mention that I haven't, the number 1. Well, that's a key one. The number 1 is not prime, and the reason is 1 can only be written as 1 times 1. It doesn't have two different factors, and they're the same, so it only has one factor, as it were. So 1's a special case, it's not a prime number. So here are the primes we need to know: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, and 29 to do our questions. And here's our first question. And here are our primes at the top. Always write your primes down, they're going to be helpful to you. Write this. Example 1. Write the number 8 as a product of primes. Now we're going to do this by what's called a prime factor tree. You write down 8 here. And you look up at the prime numbers and you ask yourself, you start with the first one, does 2 divide into 8? And you say, yes it does. So you write 8 is actually 2 multiplied by 4. And when you have a prime number, you circle it. Now, is 4 a prime, you ask yourself? Well, no, 4 is not a prime number. So you go back to your primes and you say, does 2 go into it? And the answer is yes, 2 goes into it 2 times. And both of these are prime numbers, so you circle them. And you're done. When everything's prime, you've got down here, everything's prime, you're finished. And you can write 8 as a product of primes. 8 is therefore equal to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Product is multiplication. So 8 is 2 times 2 times 2, and that's it, you're done. Okay, example 2. Write 24 as a product of primes. So we're going to write down 24 here. And we're going to go to our first prime number, which is 2. Does 2 go into 24? Well, it does. And you can use your calculator. You can do 24 divided by 2, and you get 12. And you circle 2 because it's prime. You ask yourself, is 12 prime? No, it's not in your list. So you go back to 2 and you ask, does 2 go into it? Well, it does. It goes into it 6 times. So you write them as 2 multiplied by 6. Circle your 2 as it's prime. Is 6 prime? You look at your list, no, 6 isn't prime. So you go back to 2. Does 2 go into it? Yes, 2 goes into it 3 times. And 2 and 3 are both prime. So you've got yourself to the bottom of this and you're done. So therefore 24 is equal to 2 from here times 2 times 2 times 3, and you're done. That's 24 as a product of primes. Okay, next example, 60 as a product of primes. Write down 60. Is it a prime number? No, it isn't. So you go to your primes. Does 2 go into it? Yes, 2 goes into it. How many times? 30. You circle your 2. Is 30 prime? No. You go back to it. 2. Does 2 go into it? Yes. How many times? 15. And you circle your 2. Now 15, is it prime? It's not on your prime list. Does 2 go into it? No. So you go to the next prime, which is 3. Does 3 go into it? Yes, 5 times, and 5 is also a prime. So you can circle these here. So therefore, you have that 60 is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5, and you're done. Next example, example 4, and the last one, write 45 as a product of primes. So write 45 down here. Now, ask yourself firstly, does 2 go into it? No, 2 doesn't divide in equally. So does 3 go into it? It does. So you can do on your calculator 45 divided by 3, and you'll realise that you get 15. Now, is 15 prime? It's not in one of our lists here. So we ask ourselves, does 2 go into it? No. Does 3? Yes. So circle that like that. And it would be written as 3 times 5. And both 3 and 5 are in our prime number list. So 45 is going to be equal to 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. And that's all our examples for this video. On the next slide are the questions I would like you to do. Thank you. And lastly, here are the questions I would like you to do. There are 14 questions. The first 7 easier, the second 7 harder. Here are your prime numbers written at the top. And for each of the following questions, write the numbers here, like 4, as a product of primes using the prime factor tree. Thank you.